There is a muscle in your body you have used every second since your first breath. You have never trained it. You have never stretched it. You have probably never even been told its name. And by the time most people notice something is wrong, it has already been failing for decades, quietly, one shallow breath at a time. It is not your heart. It is not your spine. It is the muscle underneath both of them. The one that decides how much oxygen reaches every cell in your body, every single breath, for the rest of your life. Miss that mark by even 10%, and you will feel it in your energy, your sleep, and your mood, long before you ever feel it anywhere else. Most people will die having used less than half of it. Here's what almost nobody knows. Your breathing muscle doesn't fail because you stop using it. It fails because you stop using all of it. Stress, sitting, and shallow habit collapse your breath into the top third of your lungs, and the deep 2/3 go dark, sometimes for years at a time. You keep breathing. You just stop breathing with the part of you built to do the job. Here's the part that should concern you more. This isn't cosmetic. It isn't just breathing. A landmark Framingham Heart Study analysis found that a 1 standard deviation drop in a key heart rate variability marker carried nearly double the risk of death from any cause. This is not a fringe finding. It's one of the most cited cardiovascular studies of the last 3 decades. Heart rate variability isn't a wellness buzzword. It's one of the most studied predictors of how long and how well you live. And the fastest lever most people have over that marker is sitting right under their ribs, moving thousands of times a day without their attention. And here's what almost no fitness routine ever touches. Cardio strengthens your heart. Lifting strengthens your limbs. Almost nothing you've ever been told to do directly retrains this muscle. Research on aging respiratory muscles shows the decline is real. Atrophy, fewer fast-twitch fibers, a genuine loss of capacity most people never test for and never train against. You could do everything else right, the diet, the walks, the sleep schedule, and still leave this one system completely unaddressed. Here's how to tell if this is you, before we even name the muscle. You sigh more than you used to, for no clear reason. You feel a tightness across your upper chest by mid-afternoon. You've been told your resting heart rate creeps up under stress and stays up longer than it should. You feel like you can never get a truly full breath, even when you try. None of these are separate problems. They are the same problem, wearing different names. You might be thinking you already breathe fine. You've never struggled to catch your breath. You're not out of shape. This doesn't apply to you. But shallow diaphragmatic use isn't about how hard you're breathing. It's about how deep. You can move plenty of air through the top of your lungs and still starve the deep tissue below it of the full mechanical squeeze it needs to send a strong signal to your nervous system. Fitness and diaphragm function are related, but they are not the same thing. This muscle is your diaphragm. In the old traditions, the breath was never treated as automatic. It was treated as the bridge between the body you can control and the nervous system you can't. Grief was said to live in the lungs, the in-breath as intake, the out-breath as release, sorrow held until it was finally let go. Modern physiology didn't disprove that idea, it just gave it a mechanism. There's a physical detail here worth knowing, especially if you sat with us through the psoas release. The diaphragm doesn't float alone above your organs. Its 2 long tendrils, called the crura, reach down and anchor directly onto the same lumbar vertebrae the psoas wraps around. These 2 muscles are structurally linked. When one locks under stress, it pulls on the other. That's not folklore, that's shared anatomy. Which means training your breath isn't a separate project from everything we've already covered. It's the same nervous system, approached from a different door. Here is the switch. The length and depth of your exhale directly signals your vagus nerve, the longest nerve in your body, and the one carrying most of the traffic between your gut, your heart, and your brain. About 80% of that traffic runs upward, from body to brain, not the other way around. Which means the way you breathe isn't just a response to your state of mind. It's an input to it. A controlled study found that even a single session of slow, deep breathing measurably improved vagal tone and reduced anxiety in both younger and older adults. One session, measurable change. That vagal signal is the doorway. Better vagal tone means better heart rate variability. Better heart rate variability is one of the most consistently replicated markers of resilience and longevity we have. And it starts with a muscle you can retrain tonight, with your own hand resting on your own stomach. This isn't a breathing exercise you have to add to an already full routine. You are not broken, and this is not about willpower. Your diaphragm didn't forget how to move. It just stopped being asked to, one stressful decade at a time. If you released your psoas the way we practiced together before, you've already felt this exact mechanism at work without knowing its name. Tonight, you're simply going to meet it directly. Sit or lie down, wherever you are right now. One hand on your chest, one hand on your belly. Close your eyes if that feels comfortable. Breathe normally first, just as you are. Notice which hand moves. For most people watching this, it's the top hand. That's the tell. That's decades of shallow breathing showing itself in 10 seconds. Now the reset. Inhale slowly through the nose for a count of 4, feeling the bottom hand rise first, ahead of the top one. Hold for 1 full count. Exhale slowly through the mouth for a count of 6, longer than the inhale on purpose. The extended exhale is the part doing the actual work. A longer out-breath relative to the in-breath is what drives the parasympathetic shift we're after. Let's do 5 rounds together, right now. Round 1. In for 4, 2, 3, 4. Feel the bottom hand rise first. Hold, and out for 6, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Round 2. In for 4, 2, 3, 4. Hold, and out, slow and controlled, for 6, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. By round 3, most people feel the shift. A slight heaviness in the shoulders, a slower heartbeat. That's not imagination. That's your vagus nerve responding in real time. In for 4, hold, out for 6. Round 4, keep the same rhythm, nothing to force. In for 4, hold, out for 6. Round 5, one more time, and notice how different this breath feels compared to your very first one. In for 4, hold, out for 6, and release. Tonight, 5 rounds before sleep, exactly like we just did. You may notice you fall asleep faster than usual. A quieter mind is often the first sign the switch is working before you feel anything else change. By day 7, this becomes reflexive. You'll catch your own shallow breathing in the middle of a stressful moment during the day and correct it without even deciding to. By day 30, and this is where the real change lives, a controlled study on inspiratory muscle training in older women found measurable increases in diaphragm thickness and diaphragm mobility within just 8 weeks of consistent practice. This isn't a metaphor. This muscle physically rebuilds. It's trainable tissue, exactly the same as any other muscle in your body. Most people have simply never been told that, and so they never ask it to change. None of this requires more time than you already spend scrolling before bed. It requires attention you're already capable of giving. You just haven't been shown where to point it. This muscle has been working for you, unnoticed and unthanked, since the moment you were born. Tonight is the first time you're going to work for it back. Comment your age and tell me. When you tried it just now, which hand rose first? The one on your chest or the one on your belly? That tells you exactly how much ground you have to make up. And I want to know how many of you are starting from the exact same place, because I suspect it's almost everyone reading this. Save this video before you go. You'll want the counted breathing cues again tomorrow night, and the night after that.